We're going to get the meeting started. It's 7:02.
Okay.
This is a meeting of the Town of Norton Zoning Board of Appeals. We have 4 matters on tonight, one of which is there's a request for withdrawal. We'll deal with that in a minute. One of our members, Mr. Wozniak, is attending remotely tonight. Is he on? Thank you. Thanks very much, Lucas, for joining in. Mr. Tenore this afternoon informed us that he was stuck elsewhere on assignment and was not able to be with us. So Mr. Wozniak, our alternate member, is joining us by Zoom from, I hope, the comfort of his home, but I'm not sure. You don't have to say where you are, Lucas.
You can see what I sent them here for.
Don't say that. Anywhere warmer and we'd throw you out. Okay, the first item on the agenda is actually a continuation of a matter we started hearing in our November meeting. We asked for a new plan to be submitted showing existing building coverage. We asked actually for something different that was submitted, but I think we have what we need. So Lucas, hopefully you have that and can see what we're dealing with. At the last meeting, and I'll call this is the matter of 20 Juniper Road. Mr. John Alves, who's with us again tonight, thank you. And Mr. Alves came to us, filed an application for some construction that had already been started, and then halted by the building commissioner, who said permits were needed, and it turns out Mr. Alves needed some relief from the zoning board, so he filed an application. At the last meeting, we talked about this and how we did not like proceeding on applications where the construction had already started. That's not the way it's supposed to work. But we said we were going to look past that and discuss the application on the merits. We asked for a new plan showing there are quite a few buildings on the property. They're being displayed right now. The planned construction that has started is in the upper right. It's a 3-season open kitchen and dining area. The other buildings shown there were already there, and I can't see, is that the new plan showing the...
It is the revised plan.
It shows the square footage of each building. We'd actually asked for the dimensions of each building. We were going to figure out the square footage, but showing the square footage, and this is signed by the engineer, so I think this is as good for what we asked for. And so, Lucas, we're dealing with the new plan tonight that was submitted in recent weeks. The application is in an R60 zone, minimal frontage. It's a non-conforming pre-existing because the frontage is only 62 feet, and though it's an R60 zone, there's 6,200 square feet. Is that right? It's not 62,000, is it? 6,200, I believe, to the property. Yes, 6,200 square feet. And our concern, our question last time was, well, what about lot area coverage? Because this is a lot of construction on an undersized lot, as it is. We asked that the plan be resubmitted, and the plan was submitted. The plan dated, now revised, 10/15/25, which I think was the day after our last meeting, shows the square footage of each structure on the premises. That adds up to 2,552 square feet, which results in a lot area coverage of 41.16% of the property square footage. The limitation for R60 is 16%. Now, frankly, that's over by a lot. However, pardon the pun. However, I note that the new buildings for which we are in consideration tonight, the two in the upper right corner, covered deck under construction, that's 226 square feet. Covered outdoor kitchen under construction is 302 square feet. So the additional square footage is 528 square feet. In other words, the occupancy was already well over the 16% limit of total lot area coverage for structures. This, however, assuming that this construction is permitted and goes forward, results in 41.16% lot coverage. It had been, if my math is correct, 32.6% prior to the new construction. So I think that factors into our discussion and consideration tonight as well. We heard from Mr. Alves last time. Thank you for submitting the new plan. Appreciate that. Are there other questions from board members? Lucas or one gentleman spoke up, and I do see him here tonight. I'm going to ask if he has viewed the new plan, and I'll ask him to tell us whether he has any opposition. He had questions about the project. I wouldn't say it was opposition or support. Sir, can I ask you at this time, do you have any further comments on the plans, the new plans as submitted?
What is the new plan versus the old one?
The new plans show the square footage of each of the buildings.
So that wasn't there before?
Right. And we were curious about that, and we had asked about that. The positioning of the buildings appears to have remained where it were, given the the setback distances from the side, from the back, from the front, all of those stayed the same. Square footage of each structure was filled in. We can now see that what is there and already fully constructed was 32.6% coverage of the entire lot. The application would increase that to 41.16% coverage of the lot. And that was the question we had last time. How can we even speak to what the lot area coverage is? It's obviously over the 16%, but we wanted numbers so we could at least record them in the decision. So I'll ask if you have any further comments or questions, or to speak in favor of or in opposition to the application as it stands.
I'm not opposed, but I'm not necessarily in favor either.
Could I ask you to step to the microphone? Sorry about that.
And just state your name and address, please.
Yeah.
Tom Watson, 15 Farm Lane.
And you had questions last month.
I
think.
had some questions in regards to my property, which was a separate issue.
which is directly in back of this property, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so do you have any comments as to the application, either in favor of or in opposition to?
I'm not against it, but I'm not in your position because this has already been done. Now you got to somewhat rectify the problem, which you probably can't because there's already construction been done.
Yes.
I know you mentioned about eliminating that existing metal gazebo. That was a thought that you had at the first meeting.
That was thrown out, yes.
Yes.
Was thrown out there to consider.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
So I'm simply asking if you want to speak in favor of or in opposition to the...
No, I do not. No.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Let me ask, is there anybody else in attendance to speak in favor of or in opposition to? Mr. Alves, could you come to the microphone?
I got a letter from our next door neighbor at 22 Juniper Road, the one right next to the construction kitchen. That lot, I can't really see that. It's,
To the right?
He had 533. That lot. He wrote a letter here. Can you read it, Brian? From Mr. Devin.
To whom it may concern, my name is Devin Galileo, and I am the homeowner of 22 Juniper Road in Norton, Massachusetts. I am writing to address inquiries regarding the recent construction on my neighbor Gene's property, which pertains to his patio and outdoor area. I would like to emphasize that Gene and his family have always been exemplary neighbors. They are respectful, friendly, and contribute positively to our community. I fully support Gene's decision regarding his property improvements as they do not pose any issue for our shared neighborhood. I thank you for your attention on this matter. Sincerely, Devin Galileo.
Okay, thank you. We'll keep that in the record, our files. And for the record, I see that Mr. Galolo, maybe, his lot is to the right of the subject property when you're looking at it on the board or on the new submitted plan. So we'll keep that as part of the file now. Members, do you have any other questions for Mr. Alves, the applicant, concerning this application?
Not directly. I know last time we talked briefly about wondering about about the plot plan and how it was kind of inverted in, and we didn't know if that was accurate or not.
Sorry,
Remember we had discussed.
Always go by the plot plan,
Always
stamped
go
by the surveyor. Don't go by the computer generated one.
Yeah, because we had discussed.
Absolutely.
You weren't. Yeah, because I think you were
Yeah,
remote with him.
I was
Right.
remote, but
Okay.
This is a great representation. It is
Right.
not perfect.
Yeah.
Always go by the stamp.
and for the record, you're looking at, it looks like the tax map or something?
No, the Norton GIS.
Map
site.
Geo, which is
Norton-
essentially the
Map
tax
Geo,
map.
Is it
okay,
the tax map? Okay.
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 And there's no protrusion in the lot line, according to the engineered
Got
stamp plan submitted, either the first one or this one. But right to bring it up. Are there any other questions or comments from the board or anybody else to speak in favor of or in opposition to the application? If not, is there a motion to, Lucas, did you have any questions, or is there a motion to close the public hearing and we can discuss the application? Okay, is there a motion to close the public hearing?
Yes.
Is there a second to the motion? All those in favor? Mr. Noel Mr.
Yes.
Wozniak votes yes,
Yes.
and Mr. Noel votes yes as well. Okay, thank you. You can be seated. So in front of us is the amended plan showing an excess coverage of square footage given the small size of the lot. I don't know that this is unusual for lots on that in that particular area. We heard from the gentleman in back who had only questions about his property, and what we looked at last week indicates he has a lot of lot covered structures, a lot of structures contributing to a lot of lot area coverage too. That's directly in back. Then now we've heard through paper from Mr. Galello, Devin Galello, who is the homeowner to the right of the property on Juniper Road. He has no issues with this. Lucas, we did note last time that construction had commenced without the proper permits or permissions, and the building commissioner directed them to shut it down, and that's why they are here before us. Feelings of the board, Mr. Wozniak, Mr. Ferguson?
Yeah, Lucas can go.
Lucas? Well, the choice, if we don't approve, if we don't do a finding and variance relief, and I think both are required here, it would be up to the town and Mr. Alves as to how to resolve it. The town could start an enforcement action, or the town can do nothing. And then it's up to Mr. Alves and the legal process, if there would be any. So I'm in favor of taking action to grant the permission necessary with the public warning that we don't like these where construction has started before an application is submitted. And the town, maybe we should have better bylaws and guidelines as to what to do in those situations. But we don't. We have to live with the rules that we have in place. Town meeting, in fact, last month rejected amending the bylaws. So we have the same bylaws we've had for the last several years. I guess I'm saying I'm not in favor of leaving it to the legal process and the town getting into a fight with the resident when there have been no objections from neighbors. And I also note the existing construction, as shown on the plan, the existing metal gazebo is 2.75 feet off the property line. The existing main house structure, main residence, is 3.6 feet off the side line with Mr. Galello, and less than 10.6 feet from Juniper Road. It's 10.6 feet to the corner of the house, but we also see there's a covered porch there and steps that encroach even further. So I'm not sure that the variance requests are out of line with what's there already. Although, again, significant, down to 2.8, 3.9, and 5.4 feet for the new construction in the back. But again, present construction already there is even shorter to the sidelines and the rear lines. Do you agree that we would need to approve this variance relief and a finding for a previous pre-existing non-conforming? I'm gonna make that call, and I will ask if there is a motion to for a finding that the construction, as shown on this revised plan of record, shall not render the property substantially more detrimental to the neighborhood in terms of the factors in the bylaw, light, noise, traffic, or any of the other listed factors. Is there such a motion for a finding?
Yes.
Mr. Ferguson has made the motion. Lucas, do you second that motion? I'll call for a voice vote then. Mr. Wozniak, how do you vote? Mr. Ferguson?
Yes.
Mr. Noel votes yes as well. The variance relief, as shown on the revised plan, the distances are shown on the revised plan as 5.4 feet and 3.3 feet to the rear of the property. That's to Mr. Watson's property. 3.9 feet and 2.8 feet to the right of the property, as shown on the plan of record. I note that there is an existing concrete block patio in the center of the property now, which makes it impossible to locate really anywhere except where it is located, where the planned construction is at the current time. There's certainly no room out front. To the left of the existing residence is a concrete driveway, and to the rear is the existing concrete block patio. So I think that is a sufficient hardship in my mind to grant variance relief, though obviously these are big variances. The side yard setback properly is 13 feet in this zoning district. However, noting that the construction that's been there, apparently for years, is 3.5 feet away from the side yard setback and 1 2/3 feet away to the rear. So again, I'll ask if there is a motion to approve variance relief as shown on the plan of record.
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Wozniak, how do you vote on the variance? Mr. Ferguson?
Yes.
Mr. Noel votes yes as well. So with some caution to everybody who is in attendance by Zoom or otherwise, and with respect to the building commissioner who did the right thing, we do not like it when people start projects and then ask for permission later. However, Mr. Alves has explained himself, and we are looking past that in this instance. We might not do it the next time around. But you have your permissions, and good luck to you. And thank you to the abutters who took part and voiced their questions or their comments. We appreciate those as well. Good luck to you. We'll drop a decision within the next 2 weeks and get it posted. And there's an appeal period after that, but as you saw, your abutters are not opposing your construction. So good luck to you.
Yeah.
And thank you. And thank the building inspector again for his work. We're not exactly, we're not dismissing your findings in any way. We respect your
Our
work.
bylaws are outdated for this area.
Yeah.
It's
That's
an
what it comes down to.
Sideline.
Okay, Lucas, stick with us. The other 3 matters are, I don't think, lengthy. The second item on the agenda is 49 Island Road. That was a continuance, I think, from September, actually. We continued it to the last meeting. Applicant had asked for another continuance, but then applicant has contacted us saying that due to personal reasons, he's asking to withdraw the application altogether without prejudice. So the application for 49 Island Road is up for withdrawal without prejudice. The applicant cited some personal reasons. I may have seen health issues. I'm not sure. I also wouldn't want to get into those publicly, of course. But I don't see a reason why we would not allow the withdrawal without prejudice. Applicant, it only means that if we did it with prejudice, he'd have to wait 2 years to come back. Without prejudice means he can come back, but he has to file a new application. And we had questions about it in September, and he was in the process of fixing those questions, addressing those questions. So the applicant would have to start over again. He could start over again anytime, but I don't see a reason to refuse the without prejudice qualification. Is there a motion from Mr. Ferguson or Mr. Wozniak to allow the withdrawal of the application for 49 Island Road without prejudice?
Yes.
Mr. Ferguson has made a motion. Mr. Wozniak, is there a second? No further discussion. Mr. Wozniak, how do you vote? Mr. Ferguson?
Yes.
And Mr. Noel votes yes to allow the withdrawal of the application without prejudice. Okay. Moving to the third item on the agenda. 111 Oak Street, applicant owner John Crugnelli. Mr. Crugnelli, good evening. We're going to ask you to come up to be seated in front of us and take the podium for a second, just to explain to us what it is you're seeking. This is a single-family residence at 83 Oak Street, You are not
At 111
residing there.
111.
I'm sorry,
I'm at 83 myself.
you're at 83 now.
yes.
The application's for 111 Oak Street. So I
Correct.
take it you have purchased or are purchasing the parcel.
Right.
There's an older construction, one single-family residence.
Single-family, non-habitable house there now.
So the applicants here have purchased that property and are asking for permission to demolish that house
Correct.
and also to construct a new single-family residence, correct?
Correct.
To the rear of the property is a fairly extended, thin lot,
400 feet deep.
400 feet deep, yep, but only 80 feet wide. Is that right? Do I have,
120.
oh, it's 120. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the other application, the fourth one. Never mind.
120 wide. That's where we're lacking in the frontage.
Minimum frontage, that's right. You have 120 feet of frontage where the bylaws for 150, of course. And it's an R40 zone. Area of the property is sufficient, 46,800, but only 120 feet of frontage. Therefore, again, it's a pre-existing non-conforming use, and I'd suggest that we need a finding. I don't think we need variance relief on this, though I'll look at the plan of record. This was also a revised plan, wasn't it? There was an original plan and then one dated revised 10/14/25. So that's the plan I'm looking at.
It
The
would be
first-
the one with 80.
The first one is dated September 25. Then there's one submitted September 25, but revised 10/14. You could take a look at this if,
I think I asked them to add the zoning table onto it.
Right.
That's,
correct.
that's the revision.
that is the difference.
I said that's something they've been looking for here,
That's right.
so let's beat it to the punch.
And thank you again. Thank you again for doing that. Thank you for submitting the revised plan. So that's the one we are considering. I think the positioning didn't change at all, but the zoning requirements are shown on the table.
Correct, yeah.
So here, I think it's in line for, after discussion, of course, and questions from the board, a finding, as we did in the first application, but I don't think variance relief is required.
No, if you look at my comment on OpenGov, this was more in line for a finding for increasing the habitable area by 25%. The insufficient frontage would be waived based on the non-conforming single and two-family uses.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's obvious that the habitable floor space, it looks like it's being quadrupled, never mind 25%, because
Correct.
it's a tiny house there now, the dilapidated house.
Yes.
And you're building what I will call a normal size house, or a nice size house anyway.
Correct, yeah. There's only 600 square feet, if I remember right.
Yep.
Existing now.
Existing house, but your construction is,
Right around 1,500. I think.
okay, 32 by the dimensions are shown on the plan of
Correct,
record.
correct.
Are there questions from the board, first of all, to Mr. Krugnali? Again, you live right down the street presently, right?
Correct,
So
yeah.
this is, you're upsizing, basically.
Well, no, it's actually my daughter's
Ah,
gonna be moving in
okay.
there, so, yeah. No, I'm not, I'm staying where I am.
Very, very nice of Mr. Krugnali in that case.
Oh, no, she's gonna pay for it.
Oh, all right.
Not that nice.
We don't have to get into all that, don't worry. I think I know your daughter. I have a daughter about the same age. Questions from the board? Lucas, did you have a question? Mr. Ferguson?
No question.
And I think I just wanted to lay out the grounds of what's going on, and I think we've done that. I'll ask if anybody else in attendance tonight, either in the room or attending by Zoom, wishes to speak in favor of or in opposition to the application. Please let us know. Mr. Carmichael, tell me if anyone is on Zoom speaking up.
I see no hands raised.
Thank you. And seeing none in the audience, is there a motion to close the public hearing, which is the first thing we are supposed to do?
Yes.
Yes, I have a motion. Mr. Wozniak, do you second the motion? Okay. No further discussion on the motion to close the public hearing. Mr. Wozniak, how do you vote? Mr. Ferguson?
Yes.
Mr. Noel votes yes as well. Thank you. Any further discussion on the application? I think we're all satisfied that this is a good plan. The applicant showed us what he needed to show us and explained what we didn't know or wanted to ask about. I suggest a motion to approve a finding for the alteration and expansion of a pre-existing non-conforming use is in order. Finding would be that the planned construction, as shown on the plan of record, revised, will not render the property substantially more detrimental to the area in which it is than the existing situation at the locus in terms of light, noise, traffic, or any of those factors. Is there such a motion?
Yes.
Mr. Wozniak, is there a second? Is there any further discussion on that motion? Hearing none. Mr. Wozniak, how do you vote on that finding? Mr. Ferguson?
Yes.
Mr. Noel votes yes as well. Okay, thank you very much, sir. Good luck to you.
Thank you, appreciate it.
And we'll do a decision in writing within a couple of weeks. Then the appeal period starts, but again, no objections from anybody in attendance, so you should be on your way. Thank you. Good luck to you. Where's the fourth? Right here. Fourth on the agenda. Lucas, see, your attendance tonight has enabled us to go forward with all of these and not put them off for a month. Thank you. And he thought he was done with the board as an alternate. You tried, but I think we conscripted you as an alternate, but you saved the meeting tonight. You saved all these applicants tonight.
All it took was that nice certificate you made him.
Did we? I don't think we signed that certificate, though, did we? We drafted him. Next application, the final one, is the application of the owner is Karen Dalton. Mr. Siganowski is the engineer, and I think he's going to present the application for us tonight. The property address is 113 King Philip Road. Let me just tickle through this. The frontage here is also undersized. In an R80 zone, 75.13 feet of frontage. The area of the property is also undersized for an R80 zone at 12,600 feet. And we have on the application that the residence, single-family residence again, correct?
Correct.
And it was built in 1945, so it is a pre-existing non-conforming use. Also, it looks like as to side and rear setbacks, I'll get to the map in a moment. But first, I will ask Mr. Siganowski, the engineer on the project, simply to take us through what is planned. And you can refer to the map, that's the map, correct? Yeah.
Yes, that's correct.
Thank you. Go right ahead.
Okay, good evening, Craig Siganowski, Rim Engineering. Karen Dalton, the owner of the property, is also here. So, yes, the house was built in 45 according to the assessors. It's built 5.9 feet off the northerly property line, which is on the plan to the left, with the Winnicott Pond to the east or the rear of the property. The house is built further back on the lot. It's 85 feet back from the road. We surveyed and we worked on property to the left, the Greco property last year. Then we worked on this property here. They were all undersized lots in this area.
This is right on Winnicott.
Correct. The back property line is technically it's the water line, but there's a retaining wall along the property. Excuse me, the edge of the lake. So, like I said, the existing house is 5.9 feet from the property line, and they're looking to do is add a 12 by 24 room addition. They're coming off the front of the house towards the street, along where they have a paved driveway that comes up about halfway to the house, and then it turns into a walkway. So the The addition will be along that walkway. There's an existing deck that wraps around the front of the house. That portion of the deck will be removed so that the addition can fit there. There are no other.
This is the property I was thinking about during the last application. This is 80 feet, 75 feet frontage, but 80 feet wide at its widest point. So
Right.
any addition is going to
Correct.
encroach the side yards.
In the R80 zone with 35-foot required setbacks, we can't really build anything without a variance.
Or you could build a 10-foot wide room.
Right. So the other second issue we have is lot coverage. Building coverage in this zone is allowed at 12%. We're at existing 15.08. We're adding 288 square feet, or 12 by 24, which increases it by 1.84 or to a total of 16.92%. The addition would be roughly 27% of the existing house increase.
Okay.
That's pretty much where we are with this.
Okay. Questions from the board? Mr. Ferguson, Mr. Wozniak? And this plan,
Just living space, it's not a bedroom, it'll just be, oh. My mistake, it's a bedroom, bathroom, office.
okay. For the record, I'm looking at a plan that was also revised, it looks like. It's dated 10/24/25.
It wasn't oh, yes, I'm sorry. We did add the contours,
Yeah, there was an earlier,
it mentioned the, Water Resource Protection District, or the Wetland Resource Protection District that is at elevation 70 in this zone, all the land that drains to the pond. So we are showing that we're not in that zone. The 70 contour is behind the house, and we're not doing any work back there.
so this am I right that this is really about the only position you could put an additional room?
Well, I mean, they could go along the side of the house, but then we'd be even closer to the property line. I assume the reason for where it's placed is access through there's a doorway there for the existing porch. So it lines up with that.
And it's right in front of the driveway.
Correct.
But if applicant would have proposed it to the right of the building, that would have meant a further
Correct.
diminishment of the side yard setback there. So
Right.
this is actually about, well, it's not centered, but within a few feet, about the least obstructive or obtrusive place they could have built this. And it's a standard size room, 12 by 24 feet.
Right.
Or I should say addition, 12 by 24 feet. It's not giant. Those were my observations here, and that it seems to call, if approved, for variance relief, the two side yards and not front yard setback.
No, we meet the front yard. We have 65 feet, where 50 is required.
Yep. And also a finding because it's an undersized lot, pre-existing, non-conforming. Those are my observations. Are there questions from the board? Mr. Ferguson?
Nope.
Mr. Wozniak, do you have questions or concerns, observations, anything? Let me ask if there is anybody in the audience, either in the room or attending electronically, who wishes to speak in favor of or against the application as shown. There are 5 people in the, yes, ma'am, could I ask you to, just to simply identify yourself and where you live for the record? We got to do that. We're not trying to put you on the spot. Your name and address?
Colleen Smith, 111 King Philip Road, the Alexander Budnick property.
I'm sorry, on the last,
The Alexander Budnick property. I'm
Okay.
also on that.
as shown on the plan, yes.
Yes.
That's your property there.
Yes.
Do you have comments?
Just a question. Is there a time frame that anyone could take action against the special permit?
Well, first of all, it's up to us to say yay or nay. And I think you heard from me and the other members that we don't have a particular problem with the proposal. So if we approve it and take a vote tonight, we then write up a decision in the next 14 days. I think it required within 14 days. Then there's an appeal period of 20 days after that, when it's posted in the clerk's office, for anybody to file, an appeal in the Superior Court or the Land Court. I'm not even sure of the process.
And you will get a second notification for when that is stamped and filed.
But if you have concerns against the application, we ask that we can consider those tonight. I mean, this is the first step in the process.
I think there may be an issue where the lot lines are.
Can you explain what you're referring to, the dividing lot line between your property and the applicant's?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if the engineer has anything to speak about that or is familiar with the question. What is your concern, ma'am? I mean, what is your concern based on, I guess?
So we had a survey done, and it actually shifts the lines over a bit.
Which
So I don't know if that's gonna,
Which way? Into the applicant's yard? Expanding your property, I assume?
no, shortening my property, expanding hers, but it might move it over. I have mine with me if you want to
Okay.
look at
When did you do this?
it. 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay. Mr. Siganowski, thank you for your question, your comment, and let's try to clear it up if we can now. Mr. Siganowski, do you know what this abutter is referring to?
Yeah, so they spoke to Karen Dalton, my client, and mentioned they were on vacation, but they mentioned they were going to have a survey done, which when we staked it, there's a question of the 3 sheds on the property with the belief that the furthest to the right shed that's actually on the property line was the neighbor's. Our survey revealed that the property line is the way I'm showing it. We worked at Mr. Greco's property on to the number 115, which is to the left, last year, uncovered a property corner in the common corner of the property that I believe is Mr. Budnich and my client. And also, it's still there today. However, when we did survey on the property next door at number 111, there's an iron rod. Their property goes over, I forget, 80 feet and then makes a bend coming towards the house. And there's an iron rod there. Well, we find it to be about 6 feet further to the south than it should be, which creates a gap between the 2 lots, which is what she's referring to. When their surveyors staked it, we went out and located it. And it creates, like, let's say, a 5-foot parallel to our property line that I'm showing. So it's not an encroachment on our property. It would be an encroachment on what I believe is their property. My opinion is I would not hold to that, because we also found a property corner in the back left corner near the Winnicott Pond, and then also on number 115 when we worked for Mr. Greco. So I'm confident it would increase our lot area and give us less of we might meet the 16 or whatever we're allowed to do, but I don't feel that would be the right thing as far as the property line is concerned.
You're sticking with your survey, of course. That's what you're telling us.
I mean, we looked at the information they located, and again, I'm finding a 6-foot gap, and that's much more than should be. I mean, we're not supposed to create gaps or overlaps. They're supposed to find a way to fix that, and they could come to a decision, maybe go halfway between there to create a new property line, but that's between the 2 owners. At this time, I wouldn't change the property line.
How often does that happen when 2 surveyors, I mean, we know
Yeah,
you're
6-foot gap is is large. Usually we're talking 6 inches.
Really?
People argue over, and it's legitimate either way. I can see why they did it. There's an old iron rod, but not to get too technical, but when you go back 20 years, we were using iron pipes, and that's what we're finding in our corners that we're holding to. Iron rods we started using later in, let's say we use them now, but 20 years ago we wouldn't have even been using them, and surveyors in Norton, iron pipes are much more common. So I believe the iron pipes are the original markers. That would be why I would hold to it.
No.
And it's not an overlap, it's a gap. So
So in any
it would
event,
benefit my client, but I don't feel like it's not, in my opinion, not the right
you
thing to
can't
do.
submit a plan to us with an imaginary line on it anyway, so you're submitting.
No, I mean, they had a surveyor. I don't know, I forget who they were. I wasn't sure. My brother was out who had and spoken to somebody. They told him who the surveyor. I wasn't familiar with it, but they have a license, so their opinions is as valid as mine, and they could probably back up why they held to it. But again, I don't see a reason. And if it was an overlap, I'd say we'd have an issue that has to be
Right,
resolved.
Right.
And I just don't think, without further evidence, why we would take that.
The extra sliver, if I can call it that, doesn't encroach on the lines you're showing us here. It
No,
would
we-
push the lines over to the right. It would give you
Yeah.
a bigger lot. Perhaps this woman a bigger lot as well, depending on.
Yeah, like I said, it could be worked out between the two neighbors,
Yeah.
That's between them to figure out how they want to handle the lot lines.
How does one redraw that, an official
We
way?
would do, the two surveyors could come to a conclusion that satisfies both parties.
And then you register it, or do
And
you have
the
to?
deed would have to change, and of course, that would,
Yeah.
let's say we get approved tonight and the lot line increases and we don't need this, but that's down the road.
Yep, understood.
So-
Thank you for explaining that. So my view, if I'm hearing it right, is it's not going to potentially make the applicant's lot smaller.
Right.
If anything, once it's resolved, it would make the applicant's lot larger. So we can note in the decision that the lot line to the southerly dividing line is in question, but the variance, if granted, will work off of whatever property line exists now and whatever is determined to exist in the future. In other words, I think they would still need variance relief because it's supposed to be 35 feet on each side. And, well, it might mean one variance would go away, but not both. I don't think. No, because you need more than that. You need
Right.
10 feet plus 2 feet, it looks like. So you need something like 11 or 12 feet.
Right.
So I don't think it's a reason to hold any decision tonight or to negate a positive decision. That's my understanding. But Lucas, do you have any questions regarding what we've heard?
I'm sorry, I was solely,
He's asking if it's an apartment or is it just part of your house?
it's just part of my house.
Is there a separate entrance to the room?
Oh, it's gonna be the same,
Off of, where is your entrance to the,
this is on the side of the house,
where the deck is, the wraparound deck?
Yes.
up the deck, right.
Okay.
And then we'll just go in and then go to the,
So I think, Lucas, that means it's an extension, not an accessory apartment. Do you agree or have any other questions, Lucas? Okay. Thank you. And thank you. I don't think the property line, if it moves, yes, thank you, I see. I think at worst, it means we wouldn't have to allow as large a variance on the northerly side yard, but I think it's inconsequential. The house is already only 5.9 feet off that same sideline. So I don't think it would be fair to say to the applicant, we'll work out the property line and then come back. I don't think there's a reason to hold this up. That's my view. Is there an applicant who wishes, I'm sorry, is there a person attending by Zoom who wishes to speak? We hear
can.
you well, yes. What is your name and what is your address? Do you have any history to inform us on this property line stuff? Having lived, yeah.
Think it means Aria.
Okay. All right. So you don't have any knowledge of the property line. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Your engineer is here before. Should we torture him a little or? Okay. All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Thanks for taking part. Is there anybody else attending who wishes to speak in favor of or in opposition to the application? Yeah, again, come on back if you can, just so we can hear you and get you on record. Yes, just to,
Colleen Smith, the 111 homeowner.
yes.
Not opposing or approving. So the shed that is on our side, the Alex Budnick side, that has always been our understanding that that's our section of property. Since we've lived there, we can go back pretty far, at least to 2005, that 111 homeowners have maintained that section. So
You're talking about the shed that appears on the right lower part? You can, yeah, it's hard for
Yeah.
me. I don't have an electronic pointer.
yeah,
This down here?
Yes. Yeah.
But you're saying you think the property line now is
so
to
yes.
the right?
So when we moved in, we were under the impression that the lot lines went between the two sheds. And so my husband and I have maintained
Okay.
that section in the time that we've been here. And even prior to, I've spoken with several of the other previous homeowners.
So there's been some
maintained-
question there.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we can't resolve lot line
Yep, yep.
questions. And it doesn't sound like you're really in dispute. Hopefully it doesn't turn into that going forward. Hopefully for you and for the applicant. But we wouldn't be the ones to resolve any differences in surveys. That's why I was curious, how did this come about? Mr. Siganowski told us what he could tell us, but
Yeah, so it came about because we originally thought that we owned the land that went
Yeah.
between the sheds, and then we're told,
so
sorry,
you're not
by this
opposed to
gentleman.
this construction.
I want to make sure that there wouldn't be an issue if Karen and myself, we discussed ownership of that section of land. Is there going to be an issue for her to build as we've maintained that section of land?
I can't answer that.
Okay.
If you're trying to settle who owns the shed, that's going to have to be settled elsewhere.
That's okay. That's okay. I don't want, if we discuss
You're not,
a shifting of the land, I don't
not
want that to
concede-
become a problem for her in the building.
let's put it this way. If you don't have a problem with the planned construction,
Yes.
you're not conceding
Okay.
Mr. Siganowski's lot line. By saying you don't oppose the construction doesn't mean you're agreeing with where the lot line is.
Okay.
So is that good enough?
Yes.
I can say that much anyway.
Doors on this side.
But as far as, boy, these old plot plans and engineering, it's interesting stuff. I don't know how that gets resolved, other than cooperatively, as Mr. Siganowski pointed out, unless one party begins a court action, and I don't see that in either one of you. in what you're, communicating that you intend to do. We're just dealing with the plan of record, adding an addition. And the plot plan that we have here
Yep.
shows certain setbacks to the side property lines that we are going to take a vote on. But it doesn't mean that you're agreeing that the property line is there.
Okay. Okay.
Okay?
Excellent.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else? Yes, sir. Come on up and can you identify yourself?
David Cooney.
Sorry.
David Cooney. I live at 113 King Philip Road.
Mr. Cooney,
Yes.
go ahead.
So we had a discussion with them this afternoon. We agree with his plot line because it gives them more land with our surveyor. We don't want to, they're good neighbors. We don't want to take nothing away. I was like, why'd you hire them? They took land away from them. So that's all. We did agree, and hopefully going forward we'll.
So you don't have anything to oppose the application?
No, I lived there. I wanted to go through, so I'm just saying with, we are trying to work it out.
So this plot plan shows the shed on the applicant's side of the line. We can't speak to that, the accuracy of the lot line.
Yeah, no, I agree with, I was just saying, I agree with.
And, if you want to work out, it's still your shed, and
Yeah.
you can, enter it, and we're not going to do anything. That's a private matter between the landowners or the courts. But again, it's up to either of you to, to speak up and say if something is not right. Is there anybody else to speak in favor of or in opposition to the application? Seeing none, is there a motion to close the public hearing?
Yes.
Mr. Wozniak, do you second? Mr. Wozniak, do you vote to close the public hearing at this time? Mr. Ferguson?
Yes.
And Mr. Noel votes yes as well. Thank you, Mr. Siganowski. Then it's up for a couple of votes, I think. Discussion first, members. Do you have issues or concerns with the plan of record?
I do not.
The lot line question is interesting, but again, it can only benefit the applicant according to what we heard. The location of the shed, I think, has to be worked out by the neighbors. And the location of the lot line also, perhaps. But I don't have a problem with this as presented. The information seems solid. This is a pre-existing non-conforming use. Therefore, it is in line for a finding that the proposed addition, as shown on the plan of record dated 10/24/25, will not render the neighborhood substantially more detrimental in terms of light, noise, traffic, unless one room is going to increase traffic that much. I don't think we have any evidence or testimony to that effect. Is there a motion for a finding to that effect?
Yes.
Okay. Any discussion on that motion?
Nope.
Mr. Wozniak, how do you vote on the finding? Mr. Ferguson?
Yes.
Mr. Noel votes yes as well. And then I think we need two variances. We could do one variance vote. That the proposed addition, as shown on the plan of record, shall be no closer than, tell me, Mr. Siganowski, if I'm not reading the numbers right, 25.8 feet on the northerly side and 33.6 feet on the southernmost side. All other setbacks being respected as required. Is there a motion for approval of the variance?
Yes.
Is there a second? Second on the motion. Just for discussion, again, the hardship, it's a thin lot. It's been in existence for a long time. The single-family residence has been in existence. And putting the addition anywhere else doesn't make sense. I didn't ask, and I meant to. I'm not sure they could put it to the rear or to the south on the side because of the proximity to wetlands, so we didn't ask that. It seems to make sense where it is, and I would suggest that's the necessary hardship being shown. Is there any further discussion on the variance motion, Mr. Wozniak or Mr. Ferguson?
No.
Then, Mr. Wozniak, how do you vote on the variance motion? Mr. Ferguson?
Yes.
And Mr. Noel votes yes as well. Okay, to the applicant, thank you very much for explaining everything. Mr. Siganowski, interesting issue. I'd be interested to hear how it turns out later if those lines are straightened out, but just as a matter of interest. Thank you very much to the applicant and to the other participants who came forward and gave us their feelings about the application. We appreciate the participation. We'll draw something up in the next 14 days, post it in the clerk's office. Then abutters will have an appeal period of 20 days to file some action to appeal it if they want to do so at that time. Thank you very much and good luck to you all.
Thank you.
Now on to other business of the board. Lucas, again, thanks for stepping in at the last minute. We can do something mean to Jim Tenore for the last minute notice, but that'll have to come late. That'll have to be later and it'll have to be off the record. So, is there any other business tonight, Brian? We had to check on, Lucas, you weren't at the last meeting. We couldn't remember if we took action on a set of minutes. But we're going to check that with the video record and see. Right. Yeah, but not for October. So let me ask Mr. Carmichael, is there anything else to come before us tonight, business-wise?
I know we want to probably talk about meeting dates.
The meeting date. The next meeting we had spoken about for December 10th, Wednesday. Again, something came up for me. Mr. Ferguson and Jim Tenore indicated they could do the night before, which is Tuesday, December 9, correct?
Yes.
And Mr. Carmichael has indicated that none of the notices for that meeting have gone out saying it was the 10th. So with the permission of Mr. Ferguson, Mr. Tenore, who's not here, and Lucas, we're going to move that date to Tuesday, December 9 at 7 p.m. Again, Lucas, we don't think we're going to have to call on you. Jim said it was okay for him, and Mr. Ferguson and I say the same thing. So we'll set that meeting date for December 9th now. If you want to, I don't know what the notices are, what stage the notices are in. Are there applications coming up that you're working on, Brian?
Not currently for us, but for planning board.
Oh.
So we might have no applications in for December.
Wow. Okay. And we're going to check informally on whether we approved a set of minutes at the last meeting. If so, I will get them finalized and signed and get them to you.
And then the next available meeting, we'll talk about the next set of minutes and so on.
Yeah. Do we have a meeting scheduled for January yet?
We only have December.
Can we talk about a January meeting date?
Yeah.
Mr. Ferguson, a January meeting date? We'd have to look on
I think
our...
we only did to the end of the year.
Yeah.
Did,
So
Okay.
let's just look now.
Yeah, it's scheduled 2026.
Yeah, this is scary that it's going by so fast. Either time is going by or I'm getting older, or both. Lucas, just don't start on me. January, is the 14th a holiday? No. I'm just throwing it out there. Wednesday, the 14th of January for the first meeting in 26. Is that okay with you so far?
Works for me.
We'll ask Jim in the meantime, and why don't we keep it there right now, and we'll look, when Jim is with us, we'll ask about further meetings in February and March.
Okay.
I don't even want to think that far ahead, but let's say that we're doing January 14th anyway, 7 PM here. Okay?
Yep.
No further business to come before us right now. Thank you very much, and thanks to our building commissioner as well for assisting.
Anytime.
Is there an adjournment motion at 8:07?
Yes.
Lucas, I know you're going to second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
If anybody opposes, take a hike.
Get the pen again.
Meeting is concluded at 8:07. Thank you.